energy? Half mv squared. So you are familiar with this. It depends upon the mass of the body and it depends upon the velocity of the body. So higher the velocity, higher will be the kinetic energy. So that's very simple. What is work? Force applied on a body?
And it displaces in the direction of that force.
Yeah, and there is a displacement that takes place. This is very important because for example, if you carry something, a heavy thing, and you keep standing, you don't cover any displacement, you don't do work according to physics, although you will feel tired, right? So the concept of work in this case is force multiplied by displacement. What's the formula? FD, F dot D, F dot T. So if it's F dot T, it means it's a scalar or a vector? It's a scalar quantity, right? Okay, what are the units for energy? The, energy? Yeah, joules, capital J, capital J, capital J. Right? You can put this and see, this is kg, this is meter square, this is per second square. Right. So you have these equations on page 141, and you also have the definition of the joule, and you can see that this is again very simple. Already you are familiar with this. Then you go to page 142 and you get the definition for work that we have already discussed. Okay. We talked about the relationship of force and displacement and the fact that this is a scalar product and therefore this is a scalar quantity. And therefore, how do you write the scalar product? If I want to finish the dot, what do I do? Cosine of the angle between the two quantities, right? So this will be equal to W is equal to FD cos, let's say phi, because according to the diagram that you have here, figure 7.2, let's say you have an example in which case the displacement is along the x-axis, this is D, and you have the force making an angle phi. So it always depends upon your diagram. You can use theta, you can use phi, you can use whatever. So according to this figure that we have, the force is being applied at an angle phi, which is then causing the body to move with a certain velocity, which is V naught initially, and later on it may become V, for example. All of these quantities are vector quantities. Also you can see that if the velocity is increasing, then the kinetic energy, the final kinetic energy will be greater than the initial kinetic energy, since it is dependent on this. Also another way of writing this is f dx, because you know this quantity is the x component of the displacement. So these are formulas that you are already familiar with, and we have discussed them in chapter number 3 when we were talking about vectors, right? Similarly, you can see that these are also related to Newton's second law, which is F is equal to ma, right? Now if we are talking in the x direction, then we can write Fx is equal to max, right? Okay, when we talk about this, then we can also write this in terms of the equation for motion, which is the final velocity squared is equal to the initial velocity squared plus 2 into the acceleration. Now we are taking the acceleration along the x-axis because we assumed that the motion is along the x-axis. So if we do this, then we can also say, if we multiply this throughout, right, by let's say m, then we get mv squared is equal to mv naught squared plus 2 max into d. ठीक है ना? We just multiplied the whole equation with m. If we do this, now let us multiply the whole equation with half. Multiply throughout by m. Now multiply throughout by half. If you do this, you get half mv squared is equal to half mv naught squared plus half into 2 max into d. You can see that this cancels out and you are left with half mv squared is equal to half mv naught squared plus max into d. Is that clear? We are just playing with the simple equations that we are already familiar with. Now if we take this term to the left hand side, we get half mv squared minus half mv naught squared is equal to max d. We can write it like this, right?
Yes.
Okay. It's all written in the book. It's fine. So this term corresponds to the final kinetic energy, right? Because in this book, you remember, like if you did FSC, it was Vf, but in this book, V means final energy. So this is the final kinetic energy, let's say final, minus this is initial kinetic energy. How are they writing kinetic energy? Ke से लिख रहे हैं ना? It can be, let's use Ke, okay? But then I for initial, या इस book में not लिख रहे हैं for initial, okay? So this is equal to Ma means force, the x component of force multiplied by d. What do you see from this equation? What does this equation tell you? The difference in the kinetic energy is equal to the work done. So this is an important relationship that we have established between kinetic energy and work, and that's the heading, that's the topic that we are doing, okay? And this is also known as the work kinetic energy theorem. So this is known as the work kinetic energy theorem. This is an important theorem that you will again be using from time to time, and according to this theorem, the kinetic energy after the net work done is equal to the kinetic energy before the net work done plus the net work done, okay? So you can also see this written as, this means delta K is equal to Kf minus Ki is equal to W. So this is the work kinetic energy theorem. Again, remember in your book, for example, in some books they are using Ke to represent kinetic energy, and here in this book they are using just K, capital K. So just understand the symbols that are being, and if you don't understand them, go to the beginning of that topic and you will see that every symbol has been defined, okay? Okay, so we have established this work kinetic energy theorem. Okay. Have you all marked your attendance? Good. Okay. Now I want to start another topic, but before we do that, let's take a photo.